All right, so before we jump into that other timeline from a bit worried about it, but man, after seeing that episode, they were right. This is a great episode. By far the best one of the season is up there with the best of the series already, up there with Rebels, and favorite Rebel episode, of course, is the one with Maul and Kenobi and Twilight of the Apprentice. So it's right there again with those episodes. Um, but yeah, so it starts right where the last show ended, the last episode ended, which is great for all of us that want this to be hopefully released as a movie afterwards. Um, I know Disney Plus, I don't want to skip the intro. It's one of the best parts. It's the intro, so no, don't ask me. I want that intro. You can see the benefit of using stop motion or motion capture for Maul and Ahsoka, especially during their fight. Um, I said it before, Maul is a tragic character, but he is stronger in the Force than he knows. Not physically, but he's attuned to the Force, but he doesn't know how to use it. He doesn't realize, because we see he senses Anakin's fall. We know he's searching for Kenobi and how that plays out. So he's attuned to the Force. He just doesn't know how to use it for his benefits. And it has to cut to Maul's core, hearing from Ahsoka that Kenobi had more important engagements to attend to than having to face him. That's all that he wants. That's Maul. That's why he's so tragic. He just wants Kenobi. That's the only thing he worries about. And I know here he has different intentions, but still, it's Kenobi that he wants. Um, I was internally screaming when the hologram came up and you have Obi-Wan Kenobi there, because you know where that falls. It's right timeline wise. That's probably after he tells Anakin, "Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you." In episode 3, and he boards his Republic cruiser to go in the search of General Grievous. You know we're close. We're close to the turn. Um, Hearing from Kenobi that the council is not always right, so maybe Qui-Gon is rubbing off on him, and he doesn't trust all of the decisions from the council. But yeah, Obi-Wan did forget to mention that Dooku told him about Darth Sidious, and he kind of, I don't believe you, you're lying. If we had trusted Dooku from the beginning or halfway through, maybe this would have gone a different way. It's not gonna go the way you think. But I guess that's something you can omit from that conversation with Bo Katan and Ahsoka. Will we see Ahsoka trying to reach Anakin like Obi-Wan wanted to see if she could kind of talk him down a little bit? I don't think they're going to physically meet or through hologram. I don't think that Anakin and Ahsoka will see each other again. But maybe Ahsoka tries to send him a communication and it doesn't go through, or she can find him. And this, I'm gonna guess yes, and it's gonna break some hearts. Will Ahsoka feel Anakin's turn to the dark side? Answer is yes, and it's gonna be tough. Yeah, what does Ahsoka want Obi-Wan to tell Anakin? We don't know. I don't think we're gonna find out. Obi-Wan just kind of said, "I will," kind of let him know, but we know they don't talk again. So I don't know. That's one of those mysteries that Dave Filoni likes to throw out there, and probably 5 years from now, we'll make a little Ahsoka doodle with a comment, and everyone's gonna jump in. Is that it? Is that what she wanted Obi-Wan to tell Anakin? We'll see. We have that join me scene. Join me. We see Maul extending his hand to Ahsoka in that famous scenes that we've seen from Vader to Luke, Kylo to Padme, and not really, but Dooku to Kenobi when Dooku's telling him about Darth Sidious. But seeing again that hand extended, reaching out from a dark side user to a light side user, join me and together we can destroy the evil. Yeah, I didn't expect it, but it was cool to see. We also see Maul using the same mind invention on Arc Trooper that we see Arc Trooper Jesse, sorry, that Kylo used on Poe and also on Rey during Episode 7. So we see that Maul knew this, and He uses it, and we're gonna talk in a few minutes of why he wants to invade Jesse's mind and learn more about Ahsoka. So what? I don't know, because he tells Ahsoka that he wanted Kenobi there so he could bring Anakin and then bring his foal. I love that he calls him his foal, kind of always following him, because he wanted to kill Anakin so he wouldn't join Sidious. But how did Maul think this was gonna play out? Did he think he was gonna convince Anakin that, convince Kenobi that Anakin was gonna fall to the dark side and join Sidious? The same way he kind of tells Ahsoka, because there's no way, there's no way that Obi-Wan is going to believe Maul, and even if he does believe Maul, he's not gonna go, all right, let's just kill this boy that I've been training his whole life. He's gonna do everything in his power to try to save Anakin from that fall. And even if it doesn't work, he won't join Maul to kill Anakin. So I don't know what Maul's endgame was at that point. So yes, we won't find out because we had more important things to do than go find Maul. I did like Maul telling Gar Saxon and all the Mandalorians that they're not meant to live in the gutters. And that's how we find them living in the Mandalorian, trying to survive in the sewer. So again, from Siege of Mandalore through the events of the Mandalorian, there's a big gap there. So hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about how this race of warriors ended up living under the sewers. Also, Gar Saxon, when Maul sends him to silence Almec, he blasts him twice in the chest. He could have easily killed, instead of killing Almec, killed Ahsoka, Bo Katan, and Rex at that point. I guess it's good that he follows orders and doesn't improvise on the fly and say, I'm just gonna shoot those two because that's what Maul wanted. And we have a quick appearance from my boy Dryden Boss, even if it's that quick hologram with the other kind of syndicates. It's cool to see Dryden just popping up and he's not forgotten. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we talked about underrated characters, and Dryden Boss was mine, so it's good to see him kind of show up even for a little bit. Maul sitting on that throne in the throne room when Bo Katan, Rex, and Ahsoka walk in, just waiting for them. It's a baller move, one. It's a great visual. The visuals again on this episode were top notch. Everything in the throne room was just great. The lighting, the shadowing, when they have the battle outside between the clones and the Mandalorians, all the smoke. It's great visuals again. This season has surpassed everything that I expected on that front. So yeah, Maul and Ahsoka, we know they're parallels of the failures of the masters, of the Jedi Council, and basically of the rule of two. They both were cast aside by their teachers, and that's why they kind of mirror each other. There might not be Jedi and Sith, but they still follow those same teachings. And that's what Maul wanted out of Trooper Jesse when he invades his mind and asks, who's Ahsoka Tano? That's what he wants to know. That Ahsoka was ostracized by the Jedi High Council, and although she decides to leave voluntarily in the end, the damage was done. And that's what Maul is playing at. He thought he could manipulate the Council's failure with Ahsoka to his benefit, in her helping him kind of destroy Anakin, which is very Sith-like, right? Manipulate how others treat you into, come on, I'm the one that knows you. Come help me, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Even Ahsoka gives this a try in trying to get Maul to help her stop Sidious. So it's funny to see it kind of work both ways, which is similar to Rey at not the end, but in The Last Jedi when Luke doesn't want to help her. And she goes, oh, then Ben/Kylo is our only hope to stop Snoke. So it's very similar of here Ahsoka asking Maul to help her defeat Sidious. So yeah, there's a lot of parallels in this episode with the movies, and others are a lot better than me in figuring this out. So I'm just gonna go through a few, but I didn't find this. I saw people talking about them online, so I'm just gonna go through them real quickly. During the Maul and Ahsoka fight, not the initial one, but the one in the throne room, it's the same. When they start fighting, you can hear the screech of the Emperor when he attacks Mace Windu and the other three Jedi when they go and confront him in his office. It happens at the same time. The glass shattering in that throne room scene happens basically at the same time or around the same time that Mace Windu and Sidious break that window glass in Sidious's office. All that is happening simultaneously. And also, and this is the tragic part because we know it's coming, Maul's capture is happening at the same time, or basically at the same time that Kenobi captures Grievous and that Anakin chops Mace Windu's hand and starts his fall towards the dark side. Mace Windu goes flying out of the wall. These three big events in Star Wars history are happening at the same time. So the end of the Clone Wars with Grievous dead, Maul captured, and then Darth Sidious kind of coming into play, all happening at the same time. So again, shout out to everyone that kind of figures this out because I'm just watching the episode like this. What's going to happen next? And then I jump into online and see everyone kind of breaking it down. People are putting side by side. So you guys do a great job. Keep doing it. So yeah, Saxon also is captured by the clones, but we know that I believe he's ruling Mandalore, or at least he has the lightsaber when we meet him again in Rebels. So we'll see how he escapes. I'm guessing it will have something to do with Order 66. Order 66. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that in a couple of minutes. Let me take a quick drink of water. All right. So yeah, so the episode ends with Ahsoka looking out that broken glass ceiling. We don't know why. So if everything tracks the way we think in terms of timeline compared to Revenge of the Sith, it might be at the same time that Anakin starts his fall towards the dark side, or I shouldn't say start because it started 2 movies ago. When he kind of completes his fall. Let me go to the chat real quick. I see something. It's running better now. Yay! Thank you, Anthony, for letting me know because I was almost about to stop this. So yeah, if the live stream didn't work, at least hopefully I'll have the audio. I'll put it out on the podcast on Monday, and you can listen to it through there. But let's keep going. And if it didn't work before and you didn't hear the Clone Wars review, I'm sorry. We'll get it on the podcast. All right. So like I was saying, Ahsoka's looking out that broken glass ceiling at the end of the episode. I'm thinking this is happening around the same time that Anakin is being dubbed Darth Vader by Darth Sidious. So maybe here she starts sensing that something is wrong with her master. And we'll see. I think if this keeps going the same way, the next week's episode will start right then, or maybe a few minutes after episode 11, episode 10 ends. So we'll see. Maybe she figures out or feels pretty early on that Anakin is falling to the dark side or something is happening to him. All right, so I have one critique, and it shouldn't be a critique because it's just the execution of it, not the result. So it happens at the end, the final battle between Ahsoka and Maul. He has the upper hand, and he kind of says, "Oh, my ship is here." When Gar Saxon calls, "Hey, come bail us out. We're getting destroyed here. We need backup." And he says, "No, no, no. I'm about to leave. My ship is coming." We see that ship kind of coming on top, and then he jumps over Ahsoka. So what I'm thinking is it's gonna cut the other beam. Ahsoka's gonna fall down, and then he'll go up to his ship. And I thought it was gonna be Bo Katan waiting for him up there, and she was gonna capture him, but not. Didn't play out that way. Ahsoka kind of gets the upper hand and chops down the beam. He falls, and she stops him with the force. All that is fine. I think it happens too quick. The way she kind of turns around him and flips him over, that kind of took me for a shock. I probably because the battle before is so epic, I thought it was going to be a different type of move or something. But that's the only thing. Just the execution of it wasn't the best for me. But it doesn't matter. The result, we know what's going to happen. I love that Rex at least get that shot to kind of stun him at the end. So yeah, so that was the episode, and then kind of looking a little bit toward next week. Order 66. I'm not ready for this. Are you guys ready? I doubt it. No one is ready for Order 66 to be shown in this way. We saw it in episode 3, and yes, it was heartbreaking, but the way it's gonna most likely go down in Clone Wars is gonna be hard to watch. Uh, First, how does this affect Ahsoka emotionally? Being in the Jedi Order for so long since the beginning of the Clone Wars, to now see all the clothes turning on all the Jedi, how would that affect her? And we know she's not a Jedi anymore. The clones are kind of, hey, Order 66 destroyed, killed the Jedi. Will the clones kind of register this that she isn't a Jedi? Because once that inhibitor chip turns, they go crazy. So I want to say that it doesn't matter that she's not a Jedi. She's still helping them. She's still a Force user, a light side Force user. So I think that won't matter that she's in a Jedi. I think they're gonna turn on her, and this is gonna get hard and heavy for our friend Commander Rex. What I said in one of the live chats earlier today, I think Rex is gonna have to unfortunately kill some of his clone brothers in protecting Ahsoka. And that's going to be hard to watch. It's going to be a very tough decision for Rex if he goes down that way, because he's all about trust, all about your family, your brothers, being loyal to everyone. He does everything for his clone brothers. We saw what he did for in during the Bad Batch. Can he now pull the trigger against his brothers to save Ahsoka? And that's going to be hard to watch. And it all depends how they pull it off, but kind of going by these past 2 episodes, I can expect they're gonna pull it off, and it's gonna be great to see. So we'll see. Will this happen next week? Most likely, I believe Order 66 will be next week, and then will be the finale. I don't know. We'll see. I think next week is just her and Rex trying to figure out what happened. Maul escaping, I'm guessing somehow. Same with Gar Saxon, Rex and Ahsoka on the run from Order 66. Will she? I'm guessing maybe she gets Obi-Wan's message not to go back to Coruscant. Will she try to find Anakin and Darth Sidious? I don't know. There's so much, so much. It's heartbreaking. I don't want it to end, but it has to end at some point. So next week, episode 11, Shattered. With that, shattered hearts, shattered minds. That's all that we're gonna be talking about next week. May 1st, Friday, and then 3 days later, May 4th, the finale, Victory and Death. Oh yeah. So it's gonna be a heavy couple of days with the finale of the Clone Wars and a lot to talk about. So we'll see. All right, so that's it for my Clone Wars review. Let's check in on the chat real quick if you guys could at least listen to parts of it and what you guys thought about it. Um, right, so I guess it's working now a little bit better. Thank you. It's working. It's working. Maybe Jar Jar got his tongue in the, what do you call those, in the pod racer? And yeah, I think that happened in the stream. So Maul abandoning the yeah, you deal with it. Go die, Mandalorians. It's so Maul. It's again, he's not a Sith Lord at this point, but he has the same mentality. I'm just do what's best for me. You help me with what I wanted to do, which was unfortunately bring a Jedi. He wanted Kenobi for his reasons to try and kill Anakin, which were not gonna work. But that's what he wanted. He wanted the Mandalorians there to help him bring Anakin or whoever. Ahsoka came in. He knows when he goes to the throne room with Ahsoka, Bo Katan, and Rex, he might not be able to overpower all three. But that's why he knows the battle is going outside. He just told the Mandalorians, don't live in the gutter, go battle as warriors, die as warriors. He knows that Bo Katan will go that way. He just stunned Jesse, reading his mind, so he knows he can send Rex and the clones away, and then it's just him and Ahsoka. Again, like a very Sith Lord manipulating everything. That's why I said at the beginning that Maul is more attuned to the Force and how to manipulate things that he knows, so that he knows how to use that to his advantage. He did it here a little bit, but unfortunately at the end it didn't work out. Yes, again, Anthony, we best be ready, and I don't know if I'm going to be. But yeah, finale is coming. Order 66 is coming. We'll see. again, I've been pleasantly surprised with this season in general. It started a little bit slow for me. If you follow me, you know I wasn't on board with the Bad Batch for the first couple of episodes. Then I was all in. Kind of same thing with that Ahsoka arc. Took me a little bit to get behind the Marquez sisters and their arc, but again, it was important to get Ahsoka to this point. But these two episodes, this Siege of Mandalore, it's everything we kind of, I don't want to say that we were promised because we weren't promised anything. We just saw the trailer and started making our assumptions that everything was going to be running in parallel with episode 3. But yeah, it's delivered on that and more. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it this much, but yeah, these two episodes blow my mind, and I think it's going to keep going. So yeah, great. It's great. Two more, but again, it's the same thing. How long do I don't want another season of Clone Wars with this? It's a perfect ending. 4 episodes again, now 2 hours basically a movie. It's great. So it's almost there. All right. So with that said, we go to kind of our special section of the episode, and